we're both taking Celtics in 6. That's correct?
Yes.
So we're going to go team by team. We're going to go Celtics. Who is the player that is the X factor in this series for the Celtics?
It's going to be Porzingis. It's going to be Porzingis. Whether, first of all, if he's healthy, and if he is healthy, if he could create like he was doing for the first couple games against the Heat, being able to hit, put the ball on the floor, a quick 2-dribble, then into a step back at 7 foot, that's, pretty much unguardable. It's going to be Porzingis on the defensive end with Gafford, with Washington, and whatever, rotations or switches happen with that. So it's going to come down to the unicorn.
I'm going to say for the Celtics, I'm going to go Drew Holiday, but I would also like to throw Coach Mazzulla in there as well, even though he's not a player.
That's a good one.
I think if he gets outcoached in this series, we're going to see it, and that is going to be a huge piece because Jason Kidd's a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
And if Coach Mazzulla, he's struggled in the playoffs and to get rotations and game plans and things like that.
Yeah.
I was talking about tossing between Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He's got to be able to find that even threshold, but Drew Holiday has to be able to lock up Kyrie Irving and also be able to give you 20 points on the offensive end of the ball. He has to be able to do both, which he's going to be tired, but I think Drew Holiday, he's the X factor. They went and got him in the trade because they knew the amount of defense, and he could replace Marcus Smart on that end as well. So I think he's going to be key for them.
Yeah, and back to, that was a great point about Mazzulla, yeah. Mazzulla, he just inherited Ime's team and Ime's system. And
you can't tell if he's a good coach or not because of the amount of talent he has.
And Brad Stevens still is in the building, and we know how much input he's putting into the actual on-court product.
And we know how great of a coach Brad Stevens was.
Yeah, literally. Like, they went from Stevens to Ime. Like, that's...
And Ime Udoka was a great coach.
Like, wow. Like, I went to the Lakers, that would have got him when he went to before he went to the Rockets. Yeah. For me, it's Porzingis, though, and then you.
And then for the Mavericks, who's your key player you're looking out for?
I don't know. I feel like it's an easy answer and a cliche to say Kyrie. So obviously it's going to be Kyrie. Everybody knows that. And man, it's going to be PJ Washington. Whether he can continue to consistently knock down the 3-point shot open, and then on the defensive end having to deal with Porzingis, and then if Al Horford gets going in this series too, I mean, if you're the Mavericks, that's the last person you want. If Al Horford starts getting going, then it might be a 4 or 5 game series for the Celtics.
I'm going to go for the Mavericks, Daniel Gafford. I think he's the X factor in this series because the Western Conference Finals shot 75% from the field, was super efficient. He was playing great defense inside, blocking shots, getting rebounds. If he can make it difficult for Porzingis and Horford inside, and then don't forget Derek Lively as well. He went perfect in the Western Conference Finals.
Super athletic.
First time since 1980 that players went perfect in a playoff series.
Super athletic.
I don't know if he's. I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to continue his perfect streak, but Daniel Gafford, to me, it's a shocker that I'm picking him, in my opinion, because there's a lot of other players you go with, Luka, Kyrie, but I think we've talked about this, role players. You have to have one guy step up, and I think Gafford can play good enough defense because Porzingis is not good in the post. You're not going to see him posting up. You see him primarily on the perimeter, going to that step back, creating on that
floor,
end. Correct. I just don't see him going in and trying to challenge Gafford in the interior. I don't see that.
And the Celtics, this is going to be the best big man group they've seen all playoffs.
I would say Siakam and Turner definitely up there in my opinion.
Well, Siakam's like 6'8",
but Miles Turner is arguably one of the best shot blockers in the league. Okay, I'll give you defensively.
I feel like Gafford, Washington,
it's definitely arguable.
Lively. Yeah, it's definitely arguable, but they're going to give the Celtics hell in the paint for sure. And when it comes down to role players, like people say defense wins championships in football, and in basketball, role players win championships.
Who's your finals MVP?
So if I'm going Celtics in 6, I think, I mean, you asked me Brown or Tatum. I mean, if I see that, it could go Holiday as well. I think this is the series where Tatum puts his big boy pants on. I think I swear to God, if he texts Kobe before this series, if he texts Kobe, Mavericks in 4, bro. That messed everything up I just said, but it's Yeah, I feel like it's going to be Tatum. He's going to show out. Now he's going to prove himself because he's had a slow postseason, and he's not going to have a slow finals.
And we've talked about that three-point shot. If he can be consistent. I'll go Jaylen Brown to be Finals MVP because I'm not picking Jayson Tatum. I don't trust him. Don't trust him in the clutch. Don't trust him in the fourth quarter because we mentioned his stats in the fourth quarter. Please, please, please be aware of that. Fourth quarter, Jayson Tatum is going to collapse. He's not going to know where his big boy pants are located. Okay? He's going to have them for the first three quarters. He's going to be like the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. They're going to be very alert, very attentive for the first three quarters, and then they're going to start dozing off in the fourth quarter. I think that's what's going to happen with Jayson Tatum. It's going to happen.
Yeah, Tatum, Brown, that would be great. And Brown's story back-to-back. He has Eastern Conference Finals MVP, then goes into the Finals MVP.